Episode 169 of 5 Drinks to Midnight. The show, we bring the questions, guests bring the drinks, we try to wrap up before midnight. Today we are headed to KABIN in Hudson Square to sit down with Andi Burrows, founder of Chaos Creative. Before we do, like and subscribe, hit the bells, the whistles, leave a comment if you like what we're doing. Let's get started. Midnight, 5 drinks, 5 questions, midnight, whatever comes first. Thank you so much for having us at KABIN. How are you doing today?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. Guess question 1. What are we drinking first?
This is my favorite thing to drink.
Okay.
This is my, if I can only drink one more thing for the rest of my life, this is what I would order.
All right.
It's a shot of Reposado and a Diet Coke.
Excellent.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
Fuck yeah. I like to do the pre-chaser and
Okay.
the after-chaser. I'll do Mixology right there.
Fuck yeah. Yep. That's gonna be a good day. All right. Question 1 is always an origin story.
Okay.
How'd you get started in the hospitality industry?
Yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while, half my life now. I first got a job scooping ice cream.
Okay.
In a ice cream parlor that was attached to a restaurant. I walked in, I said I was looking for a job. The manager said, "Do you work hard?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Be here at 8 a.m. tomorrow."
All right.
And I worked there for 4 years, seasonally. I was going to college. After the first 2 years, I went away to college, came back. They're like, "We're not doing ice cream anymore. You're making sushi now." I was like, "Okay." So they had this guy come in, teach me sushi, Tim McGee. And then I went away to college again after that summer, came back. I'm on the line.
Oh.
No choice.
Right.
I was good at expo. I liked the puzzles. I liked prep. So that restaurant kind of raised me. Every summer I basically came back and just went up stations until I was working on the grill. Until eventually when I no longer worked there because I was graduating college and we're not going home for the summer. My brother actually took over that job for me. I taught him. I hired him as a dishwasher. Did the same thing. Yeah. And it was very home-based. This is all in upstate New York.
Okay.
All home-cooked stuff. I learned a lot of cooking basics.
Okay.
We were making all of our dressings from scratch. And I loved doing it. I loved coming in. I had a list, very task-oriented. Get all the lists done. It was amazing.
All right.
And then kind of simultaneously while that was happening, I was in college down on Long Island. So I got a job hosting at Red Lobster. Okay. Which is still one of my favorite jobs I've ever had.
Excellent.
Worked there for 4 years, became a server.
Okay.
It was me and a bunch of college kids and then these really old, powerful women. They were carrying huge trays. They were 85, working Red Lobster and crushing it. And yelling at us, you guys aren't selling enough. It was incredible. So that was a huge part of my...
Yeah,
that was the beginning of my transition to front of house.
Baptism by fire.
Yeah. It was crazy. Those plates are so heavy.
Yeah.
And those ladies were ripped. It was amazing. Yeah. And then there was a few... I was kind of moving around a little bit. I went to Africa for 6 months. I lived there in Tanzania. I was not cooking there.
Okay.
I was eating. And then I came back. I lived in Lake Placid for a little bit.
This summer, the Earth's oldest creature has just found a new home. Hurry up! Wendy! Go under! Lake Placid.
Where I was a national park ranger.
Okay.
Which people don't know. My degree is in education, environmental education. So I was a park ranger for the National Park Services. When you start out there, it's not crazy paying. So I also worked at an Applebee's.
Okay.
Serving.
All right.
I only lasted about a month at Applebee's.
Okay.
And then I ended up cooking at the Northwoods Inn in Lake Placid as a grill cook.
Nice.
And I kind of flip-flopped between that front of house, back of house until I got a job for the state parks in Long Island again. So I came back down here. And then I was selling solar panels and working at a state park, teaching kids about butterflies and stuff. And to supplement my income, because both those things weren't crazy money and living on an island is expensive, I started serving at an Asian fusion restaurant.
Okay.
I was there for about a year serving. I told one of the directors that she was using the stairwell the wrong way, and I guess the way I told her, she was like, "Do you want to be a manager?" And I was like, "Maybe." I don't really know what I'm doing with my life, you know? Like, I wasn't really happy in the environmental world, and only because I was so used to the fast-paced restaurant thing and like the chaos. So I was like, okay, I'll be a manager. So they transferred me to their biggest restaurant, Prime in Huntington, and I ran the outdoor space. This is like a 500-seat restaurant. Wow. There's a separate restaurant outside on the dock area.
Okay.
All the food comes out of a food truck for that one, and then the inside's like a fine dining steakhouse. 10,000 bottle wine cellar.
Shit. All right. Fuck yeah.
We were doing like 1,300 covers a day just for dinner.
All right.
Place is crazy. It's also on the water, so like I'm in between sitting tables, putting out fires, docking people's yachts. It was insane. And I thought that was normal.
Okay.
So I worked there for like 6 years.
Wow.
Within that restaurant group, they had 5 restaurants, so I would go to Prime seasonally and help in the summer when it was really busy and chaotic because the waterfront. And then I'd go down to Verace in Islip, where I was the GM, and I was like 25. Yeah. I wasn't sure that I wanted to be the GM. I remember telling them, I was like, I'd like being second in command because I didn't really feel like I knew what I was doing yet. But they just kind of were always watching me and helping me, and they were like, listen, like, we have a director of operations. He's always there helping me. So I learned pretty much everything I know about GMing by being forced to do it.
That's awesome.
At a young age.
Well, it's like everybody talks about how they fell into it. You just basically told me.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just kept happening.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was at Prime until COVID.
Okay.
They were letting a lot of people go. I had been there like 6 or 7 years, and I was like, I think my time is over.
I volunteer as tribute. I believe we have a volunteer.
I volunteered as tribute, basically.
Okay.
I was like, but these people are into it. Yeah. I'm young. I gotta go. So I thought at that time, which I feel like most of us do, we're like, oh, I feel like maybe I should have a more normal life where I work like a 9 to 5. So I worked as a chef at a little cafe.
Okay.
It was all convection, which was fun. I got to learn a lot how to cook without any gas. And I was GM and chef this like little eatery all day, super natural stuff, a lot of eggs. Eggs on convection is crazy, but it was exciting. Yeah. I liked doing it. I could pretty much do whatever I wanted. And then I'm a little bit of a chef chaser.
Okay.
So
Say yes, chef. Yes, chef.
there's a chef in the town over that I loved his restaurants, Chef Jesse.
Okay.
And he owned my favorite restaurant on Long Island. It was like the closest you can get to having a really sick meal, like way out there. It feels like you're in New York when you're at his restaurants. At Two Spring, he was looking for someone to partner to run his like all-day wood-fired eatery. We were making bagels overnight. We were making pizza dough overnight, and it was like kind of a 24-hour operation. He needed like a GM chef person to look over it, so I wanted to be friends with him.
Okay.
So I got him to hire me.
All right.
Now he's still my mentor. I love him.
Awesome.
Ran that for a little bit, but it was just too slow. I thought it was great doing the 8 to 2 o'clock kind of schedule, but it was still kind of COVID time, so all my friends who ran restaurants in the town I lived in all knew I was free every night, so it kind of became a point where every night I was still working in a restaurant anyway.
Right.
I would be cooking at my roommate's restaurant. I would be bartending at the other like venue restaurant, and I was just literally working at 4 different restaurants every night.
Nice.
And I just was able to because I'd just done all the jobs before.
Okay.
You know, I'm really good at making cheat sheets.
Okay.
I make a really like a color-coded cheat sheet.
All right.
I can walk in and I'll figure it out. And I did that for like all of COVID. I was running the bagel shop. I was working at every restaurant around me.
Okay.
And it was exhilarating.
That's awesome.
It was so much fun. And then my roommate, actually, she's my best friend who worked with me at Prime, she was like, I think it's time for us to go into the city. And I was like, okay.
All right.
So she got a job at the Ritz-Carlton and Nomad, at their Mediterranean restaurants at Tinia.
Right.
And then a couple months later, they were opening up Nubeluz, the rooftop.
Okay.
And so that's both José Andrés restaurants. And I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I went in and applied a couple months after she got her job to be a manager for José Andrés Group. I didn't really know what I was signing up for. Thrown into my favorite and most chaotic experience of my life. We were opening 125 seats on top of the Ritz-Carlton. The hotel was new. 3 José Andrés restaurants in there, and it has 270-degree views of the entire city. The skyline's it's insane. It's so beautiful. I thought I was just gonna go be a restaurant manager. Little did I know I would be opening up this huge establishment. I mean, we thought that we were going to be doing 200 covers a night. That was going to be kind of like low-key club, nuts, olives. Week 1, we're doing 600 covers. José Andrés comes in, he's like, the menu must be bigger. And he just made us now we're making grilled cheese, it was crazy. And we had we had so much demand. I was used to the demand because Prime was doing so many covers, and we had to turn away walk-ins because we just didn't have the space. This was a next level demand where people were, finding my phone number online, trying to get reservations. I'm getting DMs. People are trying to give me gifts to get reservations in this place, and I was just thrown so hard into it, and I loved it.
Awesome.
I started there with opening up with my friend Jamie. She was the opening GM. But a couple weeks in, they needed a new GM downstairs. Me and Jamie were 2 legs. They split us up, and then I was kind of the sole manager at Nubeluz for 3 months. But I got to live in the hotel.
Okay.
So it was restaurant camp.
Fucking awesome.
Brand new restaurant, living in the Ritz. I mean, it wasn't glamorous. It was wild.
You're living at the Ritz.
It was so cool. There were weeks I didn't go outside. And I didn't care.
You didn't have to.
I could see it from the restaurant. What's out there?
Yeah.
It's those first 6 months of opening a space, you're just so obsessed with it. And that really just shot me into the cocktail world of New York. And then after Nubeluz, I kind of did, I started doing my consulting thing. I started Chaos Creative, which is really just, to be honest, it's really just a way I can get invoices paid.
Sure.
And not kill myself on taxes. I mess my taxes up every year. I still don't know how to do it. And I opened Chaos Creative because I was doing some consulting for restaurants that were looking to do flips. I was do a lot of activations for brands that are doing tasting. So my big thing is pairing cocktails with food because I was a chef before. Yeah. Cocktails to me, I see from a very culinary standpoint. I love to pair stuff. So I was doing chef's tables for Casa Azul and for El Tesoro, and they were doing 7-course meals, and I'd be doing cocktails that pair with them that wouldn't mini and low ABV versions, so we weren't slamming 10 cocktails for 10 courses. But that really took off, and I still do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I came here at KABIN. KABIN opened in July, and it's been an amazing journey here. It's new flavors, Scandinavian, berries I've never used. I'm learning a lot about Nordic culture, knew nothing before.
Awesome.
A lot of berries, a sea buckthorn, a lot of flavors that I've never used before, and that's kind of fun to introduce to new people.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. Well, awesome. Well, there we go. I think that's a fucking awesome origin story, and it's question 1. So,
yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love Diet Coke.
Question 2, drink 2. What are we drinking?
We're drinking a classic daiquiri.
Okay.
But I added a little Hypnotiq in it.
Okay. Very nice.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
That is good.
It's weird. Hypnotiq's an unsung hero.
It leads perfectly into question 2.
Oh boy.
So, I was sent here on behalf of Matt Chavez.
Okay.
To put an end, or hopefully we could find a peaceful resolution of your great Hypnotiq versus Midori war. Mm-hmm. And he wants to know who hurt you and why do you hate Midori so much? But also, where did your love of Hypnotiq come from?
That's so funny. I respond to every single time he posts his Alaskan martini. Every time he posts it on Instagram, I respond, would be cool if it was blue. Every single time. My love of Hypnotiq actually started during COVID.
Okay.
that was the first time I batched cocktails.
All right.
Because we were allowed to sell them in the big. And it was just like such an interesting period of my life. So at Prime, it was just me and the GM there. I was the GM at Prime, and we were trying to sell cocktails to go. And one of our cocktails was the H2O Martini, which was like, it was like Amsterdam Citron, Hypnotiq, white cranberry juice, another unsung hero, and lemon. And it was served with a Swedish fish.
Okay.
And it was a very popular cocktail that we had on the menu. And so I started batching it, and I was putting all the batches back in those bottles. And I was kind of like, what the hell is this? Like, what are we doing here, you know? And I started drinking the H2O Martini. Like, I started having the batches at home, and it was a big drinking time. COVID was a fun time to drink. So, you know, I'm bringing home a whole batch in a Hypnotiq bottle, and it just kind of became a thing.
All right.
Like, it was like a joke at first, and then, you know, I went to Nubeluz, which is a very fancy cocktail bar, and I would always joke with my beverage director. I'd be texting him, like, can we please order Hypnotiq? And to this day, he's like, if I see it in there, I'm going to kill Andy. Like, I just, like, think it's funny.
Yeah.
I also actually think it's good.
Yeah.
Like, it's low APV, so, you know, when you're giving people a shot of it, they're expecting something super harsh.
Yeah.
It's so aggressively sweet.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Right.
I just think it's funny. And it kind of just got out of hand.
All right.
Like, it was really a joke, and it just went so far.
Okay.
Made a lot of friends, though.
All right.
And enemies, Matt.
Yeah. Well, he says that you guys have a nonstop meme war going, and that, like, he is Team Midori, and you are Team Hypnotiq.
Because Midori was already cool.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the underdog.
Okay.
You know? Hypnotiq was the underdog. It had its whole phase. It's brought me amazing places.
Yeah.
What has Midori done for Matt?
Yeah, right. I don't know.
I'm. There's one day there's gonna be an Alaska Martini on a menu, and I'm gonna name it after him, and it's gonna have Hypnotiq in it.
You blue.
Yeah, it's so blue. I don't have food coloring in it.
There you go. Yeah.
As blue as you can make it.
Yeah, there you go. Do you have a favorite Hypnotiq? Like, I mean, this is absolutely amazing.
It's so.
But like, do you
shockingly good, yeah.
have a favorite Hypnotiq cocktail?
No, just straight Hypnotiq.
Okay.
I mean, the H2O Martini is just like deep in my bones from a long time ago. I think that could be made a little more elevated.
Right.
That could be fun.
All right.
I like doing like a Hypnotiq mojito.
Okay.
It's so good.
All right. Yeah.
But I just like putting it in classics.
Okay.
It's like just funny.
Very nice. Really fuck with people. It's awesome. So like that would be like if we saw you walking into a bar, like your Cheers thing, like no one walks in and he always has a beer. So like we see you walking into a bar, by the time you sit down, there should be like
Hypnotiq. And if they don't have it behind the bar, I have, and I will again, Uber Eats it to the bar. With their permission. I know it's not really allowed, but I've done it a million times. I'm like, you don't have it? I'm like, what if I brought it here right now? Uber Eats.
Yeah, I'll be here in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Bar owners are like, don't take any pictures with that in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fun.
It's fun.
What's wrong?
Well, and then, so, because again, you just said that, like, they sent you to France. So, like, I mean, like...
I really tumbled into an insane situation with Hypnotiq.
That's awesome. Like, how did that partnership come up? Like, just because you're a crazy fan and, like, or...
I mean, so... My current partner saw a video of me winning a daiquiri competition round using Hypnotiq. And so he reached out because he also has a love of Hypnotiq.
Okay.
This is how I also found my boyfriend.
All right.
So
Hypnotiq bringing people together.
Yeah. So
nice.
he saw that video of me pouring the I hid the Hypnotiq under the bar, so I started making a classic daiquiri. I whipped out the Hypnotiq, crowd went wild.
Right.
Everyone was like, "What the hell?" So I also had Hypnotiq ice pops.
Awesome.
He saw that video and he reached out to me via Instagram to meet because he owns Misguided Spirits, so he wanted to do a partnership with Hypnotiq and Misguided, and thought that I could be a fun addition to that, into that partnership. So we made a deck for Heaven Hill.
Fucking awesome.
And then we just kept doing stuff.
Nice.
So he got the marketing budget from Hypnotiq for the summer, so we had like 3 months of nothing crazy, but the money that they wanted to put towards marketing, and we combined it with Misguided stuff, and we're just throwing parties.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of parties. And like, weird situations. Like we're on top of like ASAP Ferg's Hummer. Like we're doing weird things.
Nice.
We did a fashion show event in a cave in Paris with James Franco. Just the weirdest things. And just bringing Hypnotiq around. It's like a really easy conversation starter because younger people are like, what is that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, try it. Just do a layback.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's gonna be fine. And they don't want to do it. And then once they do, they're like, oh, it's like juice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got really out of hand. Really out of hand.
All right. Fucking love it.
Yeah.
Well then, can we tell Matt that you're willing to talk peace talks for your war, or are you just gonna be like, fuck you, I'm gonna destroy
I want to
you?
claim a victor.
Well, there we go. I tried. So there we go. That's question 2.
No peace.
There we go. Jeez. Question 3, drink 3. What are we drinking?
This is a riff on a classic.
Okay.
I did kind of an aviation,
All right.
but I switched out the gin for mezcal.
Oh yeah. All
I
right.
added an egg white, and I nitrogen charged it with an ISI.
Fuck yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, shit. Fuck yeah. Right?
My new favorite toy.
Wow. God damn. Yeah. Yep, not mad at that at all.
Right?
It's gonna be a good fucking day. Not gonna get shit done today.
Calling out.
I can write you a doctor's note. Just not that doctor. Alright, so question 3.
I can't wait.
But it actually comes from Jonathan Adler, so our mutual friend.
Okay.
And I have to read it because, you wrote a full paragraph. So I want to make sure I get it right. Mm-hmm. So Jonathan would like to know, would love to hear your insights on the challenge of maintaining a business in a neighborhood that is not a cocktail hub like the West Village, the East Village, or the Lower East Side. Sure, there's less competition, but also you don't get the bar crawl crowd.
Mm-hmm. So the challenges of being in a neighborhood that's not a hub that people are already walking about. I mean, like Shinji's is kind of has to be like a destination spot. So, I mean, the challenge is that we're not getting all the walkable traffic. No one's really walking by specifically this street and being like, oh, all these bars are here to go in. You know, it's kind of like Factory, Soho. I mean, this location, we were really looking for an up-and-coming neighborhood. And I don't know if you've seen the advertisements, but Hudson Square's PR company. So this is technically Hudson Square.
Okay.
It's a new neighborhood.
All right.
I just Wikipedia'd it recently.
All right.
2017. That's when they decided that this is where we are. We're kind of below Meatpacking to the left, not the left, the west of Soho.
Yeah.
Hudson Square has been putting up these like smear campaigns for other neighborhoods. So if you walk around out here in Hudson Square, you'll see like the flags on the light poles. They'll say Chelsea, don't know her. Like they're so funny. I don't know who's doing their PR. They're doing amazing.
Awesome.
So this is the kind of idea was to be in like an up and coming neighborhood. I mean, it's a challenge, but I think the goal or the way to fix that challenge is the same thing that everyone's doing anyway, is trying to be that Instagrammable. I saw this on a reel. It looks so pretty. Take me here on my date. And we just aim to continue gaining that crowd.
Awesome.
We also kind of make our space adaptable to be able to take in a 15 top walk-in because of that reason, which is great. The last Saturday we had 2 after another 12 top walk-ins just for the bar.
Right. Awesome.
And it's because they're going to a club around here, some house party around here, and we just try and make that space for them.
Awesome.
And the other thing is, making sure that we're aesthetically pleasing to the gram.
Yep. Always.
We just want to make a product that we're proud of.
Nice.
And that's really just been the focus of the area, and just having like high hopes that more will happen here. We just had a restaurant open across the street, Pico. It's amazing. We had Cesar open. They already got Michelin stars. Amazing.
Yeah.
And with all the offices opening up around here.
Well, I was gonna say, technically you're not off the beaten path. Like you are kind of mean,
we're 10 minutes away from employees only.
Yeah.
But it is a 10-minute walk, you know?
That's not, like, that's a New York, like,
right.
hot minute. Like,
right.
that's nothing. Like,
it's really just get your steps in.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this has always been one of my favorite neighborhoods in New York City, and it's just, like, you're not.
It's forever changing.
Yeah.
And we want to be here when it's changing, you know? We want to be the one that's always been here, the old reliable, if you will. Yeah.
And I mean, you got ear down.
Well, the ear ends over here.
Yeah. Like, you can't go wrong.
What else matters?
Yeah. It's fucking all this bar in New York City, so like, you can't.
It's the best. I love the ear end.
But like you said, you got employees only, Katana Kitten.
Yeah, everything's really. This is Hudson Street.
Yeah.
You know, it's right up the road.
Little Branch is right down. Like, I mean, that's not really.
And we got Spring Lounge this way.
Yeah. Like, Our Moga's like literally, like, you're in a. So.
Yeah, we just kind of, create a product that people are willing to walk a couple extra steps for.
Yeah.
And I think that being kind of, and like, there's no other cocktail bars in New York City that are as approachable with a Scandinavian flair as KABIN.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Aquavit, which is obviously a Michelin-starred restaurant. It's not really the same as being able to come here and try the same flavors. So I think the intrigue of having that like Nordic twist on our program here is super important. I mean, you can go to any cocktail bar in New York City and they're going to have some really interesting thing about them. But ours is an entire culture.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be able to have that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If there was one thing that, what would someone want to, what's one thing that someone should know about KABIN?
KABIN?
Yeah.
It's more approachable than you would think.
Okay.
The flavors are more approachable than you would think. There's always an accompanying thing. Lingonberries. Most people haven't had lingonberries. I only had lingonberries after I started working here. I've been a chef before. Lingonberry is kind of like a cranberry.
Yeah.
Once you know that, you're like, oh, this is like a vodka cran.
Yeah.
You know, it's really just being open-minded to trying new flavors. And once you kind of know what their, like American counterpart is, I think it makes it much more approachable. We try our cocktails are all named in Scandinavian words.
Okay.
But they're all Scandinavian words that you could probably figure out.
Okay.
Like plum is plum. It's just like, it's not as scary as it looks.
That's one. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
And you said it's a good date spot?
It's the best day spot. You come here on a Friday night, every person here is the same age.
Yeah.
It's all dates.
All right.
And we love it.
Yeah.
We love listening to first dates. We love the blind dates. I've never worked somewhere more where people are walking in and they're like, I'm meeting someone here, and I'm like, do you know what they look like? They're like, no. And I'm like, okay, let's find them. And then I'm worried I'm setting people up with the wrong people.
Yeah.
I'm nervous that I'm gonna, cross two
Safe
dates.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
Well, I met, I'm sure you've seen some crazy shit being a date. Like, we asked Maggie from Analog this too. Like, they talk about how Analog is a date spot. Like, there's gotta be some crazy shit that, you see.
We get nervous. I think we're so in tune to it because
Okay.
it's easy. I mean, it's a smaller space, so we kind of know we know what's going on at every table, and then we get emotionally involved.
Yeah, of course.
But then we're also making
Best
up.
TV in the world, right?
Yeah, we're making up stories in our head too. We're like, is she into this or no?
Yeah.
We're like, are we gonna rescue this girl?
Yeah.
They don't need rescuing, but we're just kind of making it up in our head. That's the fun part for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm making eye contact with women,
Yeah, good.
you gotta go, or we're good? We're good, okay. I know, we need more universal sign language.
Yeah.
Are you into this or no?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Love it. Yeah, no, that's, Little Branch there's table 1, and then there's tables 2, 3, and 4, which are the 2-seaters. And I call it Daters Row, and because again, it's the best TV. Bravo needs to film there. I've seen some weird shit there. It is the best TV because you just sit there and you just drink and watch, and you literally are like.
Well, you know what I like to do? That's I don't know if this is fucked up or hospitable, but title of my biography.
I don't know.
Fucked up or hospitable. I love to sit 2 tops at 4 tops.
Okay.
For a multitude of reasons. I do think that if you're sitting at, a larger table, you're more inclined to order more food. It's kind of like a nice little feast spread. I also think this is more hospitable to give them that extra space so they're comfortable. But I also love to see, if a day starts off and they're across the table, how many courses it takes to get to side by side. Because it's fun, We all cringe at it, but it's like, it is nice to be able to like canoodle with your with who you're there with. And we're seeing what round they make it to, It's fun to see. They start off, they're really nervous, get a couple cocktails in, then they're on the same side. It's fun to like be a part of that happening.
Nice. 2 glasses of Hypnotiq.
Yeah,
Fireworks.
just sending it out. They're like, what is this? I'm like, don't worry about it.
It's love juice.
Don't even look at it.
Love is in the air.
It's fun.
There we go.
And the benches are like nice and cozy.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. Like, honestly, it's beautiful. It really is.
We had the same we had a designer, Jeanette Didon. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but she did Oscar as well.
Okay.
She's like an incredible interior designer.
Awesome.
Obsessed with her.
Yeah, no,
Also, I love how dark it is in here.
Yeah.
We go lights as low as possible.
Okay.
It's funny when I'm running food here, the kitchen is very bright, obviously. But then I walk out of the kitchen and I come into like absolute darkness, and the tables are black, and the plates are black, and I'm just slamming on the table every time because I just can't see.
Like your eyes are just.
And every table, I'm like, I'm so sorry, my eyes are still adjusting. I'm so sorry, and I'm just like, boom, here's your baguette.
Fucking eat it. Love each other.
Are you guys gonna make out or what?
Yeah, we're bored here. Like, Mama needs some action.
Yeah. Be more fun.
Well, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it. Like, I was like, yeah, perfect. There we go. Question 3.
Great.
That was fucking delicious.
It's just so fun. I love this toy.
Mm-hmm. Question 4, drink 4. What are we drinking?
Lemon drop.
Excellent.
Lemon drop, splash of soda.
Okay.
Another unsung hero.
All right. Love it.
No sugar rim, of course.
But also, glassware is killer.
Thank you.
Honestly, like that is. I love a good just.
Yeah, I think the wider glassware is like the next.
Yeah.
We're into the wide cups.
Yeah. There we go. Mm-hmm. We're back to no more of these tiny little things. We're back to 70s style drinking, but with proper booze.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, question 4: why is baby birding the ultimate form of hospitality?
Jess asked you this.
Yeah.
Well, it's about trust.
Okay.
I don't know.
First of all, what is baby birding?
So, there's a few like different variations of baby birding, I think. Baby birding can be just my mom's gonna see this. Baby birding can just be, spitting a shot into someone else's mouth.
Yep.
Maybe you're warming it up for them. Maybe it's too cold.
Yeah.
You're just helping.
Yeah. Which Jeff did that at Speed Rack.
There's a video of me baby birding a martini into Jess's mouth in Hawksmoor. And I've never gone back. It's BCB, whatever. I'm also really into mixing a cocktail, like a, vodka Red Bull in my mouth.
Okay.
And then spitting it into someone else's. It's a new form of mixology. It's less wasteful.
Yep.
It's more intimate.
And
it's funny. And it's challenging.
All right.
If you really know, we all go out all the time, we see the same people, but you really know your buddies if you let me spit a cocktail in your mouth.
That's how you tell your friends, yeah.
How else would you know?
Exactly.
It's the best litmus test you could ever have. It's like, are we cool or no?
Yeah.
If I go up to someone, they're refusing a baby bird.
Yeah. No.
They're dead to me.
Yeah.
I'm unfollowing them on Instagram that day. Baby birding is, I feel like it comes and goes with the trends.
Yeah. I was unaware that it had a name, but it's just like, that's you gotta really trust somebody.
Well, it starts with the layback.
Yeah.
The layback is is the baby bird.
Yeah.
Once you're past the layback, you have to add another fun form to it.
Yeah.
It's not like we're making all these fun domino game kind of ways to take shots.
Yeah.
Take it out of
So, are you more of the mama bird, or are you? Do you?
I'm a top.
Yeah. Yes.
In the baby bird sense, I'm a top.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I've been both, but
All right.
I prefer one.
All right. Is there a spirit that works better than other spirit? Like, because you said like you mixed a martini, like that's.
It's fun.
I mean, was it like
it's
a
like
full
a
martini,
bum.
or just like?
I think more of a Vesper.
Okay.
It's like a 50-50 kind of a situation.
I meant more volume-wise
Yeah.
versus like, but like.
Well, we really got to think about temperature.
Yeah.
So if it's already warm,
Yeah.
if we're already at room temp,
Yeah.
you're gonna put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it hotter.
Yeah, warmer.
And
yeah.
then they're gonna expect a cocktail or a shot. They
Yeah.
normally either have it room temp or colder.
Yeah.
And you're about to
Put
make
in some
it
ice.
way worse. I was at a bachelorette party and we had Hypnotiq obviously because I brought it.
Right.
And it was like sitting in the sun all day, didn't think about it. And this is one of the times that I was a bottom. I'll say it, receiver is worse.
Yeah. The baby bird.
Yeah, I was the baby.
Yeah.
And she was the bird. And this Hypnotiq had been sitting in the sun and it was like 90 degrees and I don't need that ever again. I don't need it ever again. So now you throw one cube in there.
Right. Just keep it.
Swish it around.
Cheek like.
You gotta make it cold.
You're like David Blaine that has the pocket for the frogs, but you're like, hang on, let me get some ice in
It's
here.
more hospitable if you're chilling it. You can't really stir, it's gotta be a shake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun to do it from a distance, you know?
Yeah.
The video of myself and Jess is very intimate. It just looks like it's a lot.
Mm.
But if you can do it from heights,
Yeah.
she's much smaller than me.
Yeah,
Up top,
it's
showmanship.
It's impressive. Yeah. Fuck doing the
Fuck that in general.
Yeah. Baby bird, just
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
When people are throwing cocktails, they're just baby birding it into the shaker. I'm just being more economical about it.
Don't want that metal taste.
Ick.
Well, yeah, there we go.
Baby burden.
Baby bird, loved it. Fucking Jess. All right.
These are all the absolute things
Yeah.
these are the most poignant points about me for sure.
Right, so-
Baby birding and Hypnotiq.
There we go. Loved it. We got Andy in a nutshell right off the bat.
Yep.
So, yeah.
My two favorite sports.
We know that you really made it into your inner circle if you are baby birding Hypnotiq, and then you nailed it.
Oh
So,
yeah. I did
you're-
put a crawfish one time. I went to a crawfish boil at Rocco's.
Okay.
And I took a crawfish, I took the insides out,
Yeah.
and I put him on the speed pour. And I felt like that was a new elevated version of baby birding.
Okay.
Crying. There was a little crawfish.
All right.
So you're pouring the Hypnotiq out of a crawfish into someone's mouth.
Oh.
Or you do the baby bird, you put the alcohol in your mouth, crawfish, through the crawfish.
Yeah, okay.
There's tons of ways.
Tons of ways. It just
We gotta be more creative.
yeah, it just always. I saw people doing the speed luge on the pizza. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, and I was like,
No.
yeah.
Spit it through a crustacean. Or don't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
No, I like the pizza too.
yeah.
You get a little grease off of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
That's a new fat wash.
Yeah, you get a snack at the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, totally.
You fat wash the Fernet.
Yeah.
With the grease.
Yeah, right off the bat. Perfect.
And you get a pizza back.
Love it. Well, yeah. Well, I learned so much today, and that's absolutely amazing. So that's question 4.
Oh god.
Question 5, drink 5. Last drink of the night. What are we drinking?
So this is a mixture of a classic and a original Andi cocktail.
Okay.
So I did a dinner for El Tesoro where I had to pair cocktails for one of their dinners, and I made a tequila chocolate milk. Right.
Okay.
So it really was a Mexican hot chocolate that I chilled.
Okay.
And then I served with a bourbon whipped cream. And today I also wanted to do a carajillo because I knew I'd be having some drinks and then continuing on with my day.
Right.
So I mixed the two together. So this is a chocolate, kind of like a spicy chocolate carajillo.
Fuck yeah.
And I put a little bourbon whipped cream on top for fun.
For fun. Just for fun.
Just to be fun.
All right. Cheers.
Enjoy.
Oh, that is fucking delicious.
I just did a little ancho powder,
Okay.
dark chocolate, like Hershey's dark chocolate. I did oat milk in the blend and a little agave just to keep it all together. And then I liquor 43, tequila, and I just threw some bourbon in the whipped cream canister because why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? I mean,
Salt.
right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, question 5 comes down to the Whiskey Wednesday coin.
Oh my god.
You can flip it, you can spin it, you can do whatever you want. The coin will give us the answer. One side says fuck yeah, one side says fuck no. You don't have to answer, but please feel free to answer. The coin will give us an answer. But if you agree or disagree with the coin, it's totally up to you. But, so, question 5. Will the Incredible Hulk ever make a comeback?
Can I flip it on the counter?
You can do whatever you want. It's heavy as shit,
yeah.
so like...
I'm gonna do a spin and see
yeah,
what
there we
it
go.
does. I can't believe I did that.
That's a good spin.
Thank
And that's
you.
also a fuck yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
I mean, why wouldn't it? You know?
So, again, that came from Jess. So, I assume there's something between you two that is involving the Incredible Hulk, which is a hypnotic drink of some sort. So,
I think there's more Incredible Hulk variations that are yet to be discovered.
okay.
I mean, obviously the classic with Hennessy is incredible.
Yep.
I also like the C1 with a dark rum.
Okay.
That's fun. We have a whole portfolio of dark spirits that we could be mixing Hypnotiq with, and why haven't we?
Right. There we
We
go.
shouldn't just stop there.
You're right. You
Keep going.
Keep going. Make all the Hulks you can.
Do it with scotch.
Yeah, there we go.
Be more fun.
There we go.
Louis the 13th, put Hypnotiq in.
There you go. Who the fuck cares? Yeah.
Why not? It's just alcohol. It's
Exactly.
fun.
That I agree. Like that is, yeah.
We're all drinking to have fun.
Exactly. They didn't make it to sit on a shelf for you to look at it. So
No.
like it should be made to drink drinks.
I agree.
Yeah. And again, if you want to add a little Hypnotiq to it, then that's to each their own. So,
Listen, it's a little more approachable.
Yeah.
Once you know you like one thing, if you're doing 50-50,
There you go.
you're going to like it.
Yep.
You got to like half of it.
There you go. Well, there we go. That's 5 drinks down, 5 questions answered. Andy, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for having us at Cabin.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, this has been amazing. I've learned so much today. This is, I can't wait till we drink together soon. So
I would love to.
please, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.